There's a famous story about Harry Truman when Dwight Eisenhower, the general of the Allied forces responsible for helping to win World War II, very celebrated general, tough guy. Harry Truman said, poor Dwight. He's going to come in and say, do this and do that, and it won't get done. He's going to be so incredibly frustrated. Lots of presidents have talked about how constrained they felt, how boxed in they felt, how locked in they felt, how administratively tied down they felt. And you had presidents who literally would put people like Joe Biden in charge of dealing with waste, fraud, and abuse. And nothing happened until this president. I've never seen any president more determined, more locked in, more energetic, more focused, more in command and control of his own party. I would also say, as a Republican, more in command and control of the media. The media, of course, despises him, but look at what's happened. I'm in Los Angeles. Left-wing LA Times. They have a new owner who's not a conservative, not a Republican, as far as I know, not a Trump guy. But after Trump's comeback victory in 2024, he has changed the editorial page of the LA Times. Before the election, he stopped an editorial that was going to endorse Kamala Harris. And the head of the editorial page was so angry, quit. Same thing has happened with the Washington Post. Jeff Bezos, the owner, has now changed their policy, their editorial page policy, so that it focuses on truth, integrity, sincerity, and pro-American. And I believe the head of the editorial page of the Post went to him and tried to talk him out of it. He said, I own the paper, and he quit. Look at what's happened to some of these Trump-hating people over on CNN and the Trump-hating people over on MSNBC. Gone, so many of them. Don Lemon, gone. Chris Cuomo, gone. Chuck Todd, NBC, gone. Joy Reid, MSNBC, gone. And those are just the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Jeffrey Toobin, who famously took out his Toobin on a Zoom call and got rehired. All is forgiven. Well, he's now gone again. This is the Trump effect on the media. The media, their approval ratings, all-time low. You know what else? The approval ratings of the Democratic Party, all-time low. James Carville said, I just sit back, wait for his number to fall. They're going to fall. They're going to fall. They're going to fall. Well, they haven't fallen. It hasn't happened. His approval ratings are as high as they've ever been. By some polls higher. It hasn't happened. And the man does not sleep. After I ended my brief presidential run, as I told you, I ran because I wanted to emphasize the issue of the epidemic of fatherlessness, that we need an amendment to fix spending to a certain percentage of the GDP, otherwise government gets bigger and bigger no matter who's in office. That we need to more emphasize eliminating the Department of Education and having school choice in urban America K through 12 because of the lousy education kids are getting. All of which I told President Trump. He said, when are you going to make your formal announcement you're ending your campaign? I said, probably in a couple of weeks. He said, why don't you make it today? Having a big fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago. I said, okay. So I went there. It was packed. Looked like about maybe 4,000 people. These are the highest donors of the Republican Party. And they treated him like he was a rock star. And I followed them into the room. I cannot even imagine what that must feel like to have that kind of adulation. So we go up on the stage, and Trump said, "Stand right here, Larry, and I'll say something for a few minutes, and you can say something for a few minutes, and stand over here again." I said, "Fine." So he talked and talked and talked and talked. 20 minutes became 30 minutes, became 40 minutes, and I'm just standing, and my feet are hurting, my ankles hurting, my lower back is hurting. He said, "And my good friend Larry is here. Come up here, Larry, say something." So I said a few things, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not that long. And I stood next to him after that. And he talked some more, and talked some more, and talked some more. And then we left the stage, and he bounded off the stage like he was a teenager. And I shuffled off like I was Joe Biden. I've never seen anything like this man. And even if you hate his guts, I hope that you can appreciate his level of commitment, his determination, and the things he's endured. 2 impeachments, 4 or 5 criminal indictments. The one in Florida has now been dismissed. The Alvin Bragg one is ridiculous. It will be, in my opinion, ultimately overturned. The Letitia James one, where she somehow claims he owed $300 million because lenders who were not cheated, who got their money back plus their interests, were somehow lied to. The Fonnie Lewis one, done. And the man kept right on going. It would have broken a lesser human being. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.